welcome to another RSR. Tonight, what most people would call my season premiere, even though we've been going this season for 2 weeks, starting with that Steelers-Bengals game. Inter Miami CF 2, Club América 2, 3-2 on penalties in a international club friendly, preseason friendly. Inter Miami 2, Club América 2, 3-2 en penales. Miami ganador en penales en la partido preparando Amistoso. Miami gets the win on penalties. They didn't deserve it. Let's just be quite honest. They gave up all the possession. They played very scattergun, very herky-jerky, not great defensively, and they still, luckily, saved themselves a late draw and won the penalty shootout, which was ugly as all hell. I would do a hat flick segment with all the 9 yards if I could screen cap every horrible penalty that was taken during that shootout, but I cannot do that. With that being said, goals were scored as follows. 31st minute, Henry Martin scores, ball's crossed in, shot is taken, but it looks like a cross. Henry Martin slides onto it, taps it in, runs into the goalpost for good measure. 0-1, 0-1, América leads. 3 minutes later, Lionel Messi scores. Ball's crossed in, it falls. Cross back to Messi. He heads it in at the doorstep, 34th minute, 1-1, 1-1. Two horrible defended goals from both teams. Both teams gave up a goal within 5 minutes of each other that was horribly defended. Absolutely horribly defended. No questions asked. It looked horrible. Absolutely horrible. Nobody was covering anybody. It was horribly defended, but Miami had more of those horribly defended moments. Luckily, didn't get scored on. One went over the bar, all that. América stayed more compact and well defensive, considering, they played their last game with their best 11 about a month ago. Miami played about 2.5. So there you go. Halftime 1-1. 1-1 medio tiempo esta noche. Second half, Israel Reyes scores a goal, 52nd minute. Rocco Rios Novo saves the ball, but drops the rebound into the center of the box. It gets cleared all the way to Israel Reyes at the penalty spot. He takes a shot, basically open net, slots it home, 1-2, 1-2. Horrible goal to allow. Honestly, all four of these were brain dead defensively. 90+2, corner taken, ball crossed in. Tomas Aviles heads it in. Rodolfo Cota bodies up another guy, opens up the net, basically allows Aviles' header to just roll into the far post. 90+2, 2-2, 2-2. That's the way the game would end. Last second equalizer for Miami, 2-2, 2-2 esta noche. Leads us to penalties. Victor Davila misses, puts it over. No, I think Novo saved it. No, I think Rocco Rios Novo saved it. Federico Redondo, over the bar. Alan Cervantes, over the bar. Hector Martinez slots it home. Great. Richard Sanchez, miss. Horrible penalty. Julian Gressel, horrible penalty. Miss. Javiro slots it home. So it is 1-1. David Ruiz slots his home. 1-2. Chicote bangs his home. 2-2. Marcelo Weingarten, horrible penalty, saved by Cota. They're all running together, all horrible penalties. It's still preseason for me. Ramon Juarez, over the bar. Still 2-2. Sudden death, Santiago Morales chips it in. Stutter step. Joseph jump, chips it in. Goal, 3-2, 3-2 esta noche en penales. Miami ganador. After penalties, 2-2. On the night, 3-2 on penalties. 2-2 esta noche, 3-2 en penales. Miami ganador. Horrible match, really. It's a preseason match, even for América, because they didn't play their best 11 the first two Liga MX game. So this was basically a preseason friendly in both cases. And my God, it looked like a preseason friendly. Oh, but they got their money in Vegas for sure. They parted rubes with their money. That they certainly did that. They filled up that damn stadium. I don't even know if the Raiders ever did that. Full-time stats. I know the Super Bowl did, but I don't know if the Raiders did. Sorry, Rafa. Had to. 5 shots to 10. 3 shots on goal to 3. 36% possession to 64% possession. 372 passes to 688. 82% pass accuracy to 92% pass accuracy. 12 fouls to 7. 2 offside to 6. 1 yellow card to 1. 0 red cards to 0. 4 corners to 6. Miami, they played horribly. They're lucky to win the shootout. They should not have won this game. Shootout or regular time. They did not deserve a damn thing. They looked horrible. They gave up all the possession. They looked scattergunned. It was a horrible performance from Miami. Point blank, period. It's that simple. It was a horrible performance. Horrible. Like, I know it's preseason, but a 2-2 draw with a penalty shootout win papers over the cracks. A last-second goal to save the draw papers over the cracks. I mean, Miami, this could be preseason, early preseason problems, but it looks just like last year. Except the good thing about last year, preseason-wise, was they played teams that were above them or across the world who might be above them, and they got slapped up by them. They played a Mexican team who is better than them, but didn't really show it. They're both preseason form, I guess, and Miami, still earlier in their preseason, of course, didn't look good, but América didn't look good either. Both teams looked like they were basically just doing what they were supposed to, as in playing a game that they got money to play. Like it was a training exercise. It looked absolutely horrible. Point blank, period. I mean, Miami couldn't connect a damn pass. Fafa Pico, I thought he looked good for like 15 minutes. Good signing. I like Fafa Pico. I think he's a good player. He did have some energy. That's a plus. Messi, he scored a goal. There's a plus. Suarez, assist. Jordi Alba had some good crosses. There's a plus. There are pluses here. But Miami look rusty. They look like the Miami that got them eliminated from the playoffs. Mascherano ain't changed much, let me tell you. This Miami team is still fraudulent, as far as I could tell. Yes, they had pluses. Yes, they're going to win games. I'm not going to predict them to finish 8th in the East or just out of the playoffs like I did last year after the preseason. No, I'm not going to do that. What I will do is say they're not going to be first in the East. I don't care what players they have. It'll be 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. They will definitely not break the points record again. But this team is fraudulent. Besides, they have to play Club World Cup as well. That's not going to be fun for them. They got a somewhat workable group. They have a lot of games to play. Champions Cup, I don't expect much out of them the way they played here. Now, we'll watch the rest of the preseason. We'll see them play Universitario. We'll see them play Sporting San Miguelito and beat the shit out of both of them. And people are going to be like, but they're fine. Then they play Olympia. That's going to be a test-ish. See, I know what they're doing this preseason. They don't want the same talk that happened last year. Even though they did end up breaking the points record, winning the Shield, what I said about Miami in February ended up turning its ugly head when the playoffs came around. They were fraudulent all the way through. So what's different here? Right? What's different here? It's a fraudulent team. It's not built well. I won't say horribly built, but it's definitely a steel plate over a wooden step that's creaky and splintered. It's not going to end well. At least the way it looks now. América, I think they really just did what they had to do. They played out a 90-minute game, and whatever happened, happened. I don't think they were playing at 100%. They still dominated Miami. So, I know Miami's first preseason game. I know. Defensively, at least they were stronger last year against El Salvador at this time. The difference is that defensive team got worse. And the defense is what knocked them out of the playoff. Here, the defense was still the same defense, but América wasn't playing at 100%, and they still outplayed Miami and then lost the shootout. Let me tell you about that shootout, though. Oh, my God, how bad was it? It was ugly. It was absolutely ugly. All the penalties, like, at one point, it looked like the score was going to be 2-1 on penalties. Nope, that never happens. That looks horrible. That looks like, what the hell? Like, you would be like, what happened? You would be like, that's something I've never seen before. Like, this penalty shootout was an absolute joke. It was a comic sketch. It was a Saturday Night Live sketch. Live from Las Vegas, it's Saturday night. Horribly. Horrible football. Horrible penalty shootout. Miami's got a lot of work to do. I don't think they're perfect at all. And honestly, they got questions. They got more questions than answers. And you could say it's preseason game one. Who talks about preseason game one like it matters? Well, when you play your best players for 60 minutes, more than a half, almost 70 minutes, I have a reason to ask questions. When you get outplayed by a team who was playing like 50% instead of 100% or even 75% and still somehow win on penalties, I have questions. What has Miami shown here that was different than 3 months ago that would make me be like, you know what? Miami's just fine. They'll be better this year. They're still fraudulent. They're still a fraudulent, horribly built team. They're a top-heavy team, and they will be that. We'll see if the coaching is better. That's the question. We'll see if the top-heavy talent, the defense can be at least a point better or 5% better or something. We'll see. But Miami's got problems, and they got more questions than answers tonight. They played their best team of the schedule of the preseason. And just imagine what happens when they're both playing at 100%. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for a live watch along of Baltimore Ravens at Buffalo Bills. NFL Divisional Sunday. AFC Divisional game. The winner will be going to Kansas City. And then after that game's over, I will review all of the divisional round. All 4 games. Kansas City beating Houston, Detroit losing to Washington, and the 2 games tomorrow, of course. And then, there you go. There's Sunday for you. Then, of course, I'll see you on Monday for the National Championship live and review. Notre Dame, Ohio State. Also doubles as my birthday show because the 20th is my birthday, of course. So there's that as well. But we got Sunday and Monday. I'll see you tomorrow, though. I'm riding. I'm out. Peace. No man of the match. Nobody deserves it.